Yo, what's popping with y'all, man? This is your boy Knockout Boxing and the OG KQKC Boxing Network. We back for another morning after show, and we got a lot to talk about. KQ, what's popping with you, man? What's going down?
Not much, man. I'm just getting over that old good day of boxing, man. We talking about 1 o'clock all the way to almost midnight. And I'm talking about straight boxing, man. And look, we got more to come, y'all. I'm talking about y'all might well put your seatbelt on. Make sure you hit that like button too. And make sure you all check us out because we're gonna have a lot to talk about each week, all the way to May. So you might well
Mm-hmm.
get ready because boxing is back and it's back with a vengeance, baby. All right, there you go. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As he said, smash the like button, bro. Smash the like button. Put your seatbelt on when you hop in the car. We got so much to talk about today. And then also, if you want to donate to the cash apps, we got them scrolling across the screen for both of our channels for you. And then you can also hit that super chat. But at the very least, that stuff costs money. I understand. You know, people got bills and shit. But hey, at least smash the like button when you're getting this thing. And as y'all coming in, man, we're gonna start with a quick story. And then we'll start breaking down fights, and then we get into some other hot topics as the show goes on. And then we'll do a roll call in a moment as well. I want to give y'all some time to come in the building. KQKC, Gary Russell Jr., his little brother fought last night, as we all know, but he is back calling people out. He's back calling people out. He said he wants either Gervonta Davis, he wants Vasily Lomachenko or Mark Mixayo. And he's talking about he's moving up to either 130 or 135. He's willing to do anything to get one of those fights. What do you think is the best and most realistic option for him out of those three?
Well, number one, I would think. Well, first of all, Messiah, uh, that's an easy fight for him. I believe that's a really easy fight for Messiah. He's not that killer. He's not that Filipino that they were looking for. And of course, Lomachenko. Yes, he has speed. He don't want to be chasing him down the whole fight because Lomachenko is not wanting to go engage with Antuanne. He don't want to go in there and box with him because he doesn't have a lot of power, Lomachenko. He just have a lot of movement, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what he don't want to be doing. I think Tank Davis, that would be a perfect fight for him. That means that's great lateral movement, great skills versus great skills and power. So I think that would be a very exciting fight with both of them guys. Now Lomachenko, we've been there, done that, and saw that. So I think Gary Antuanne and Gervonta Davis. That's a step up for Gervonta Davis in some people's eyes. Now, of course, Antoine, he has the skills. He has the know-how. He's a southpaw on southpaw, and that should be an interesting fight. So that's why I look at it. Now, Lomachenko, like I say, some people say, "Oh man, Lomachenko, yeah, that's a good fight," but no, he fought his brother, and his brother lost. But that doesn't mean that he will lose to Lomachenko. But Lomachenko, they pretty much has his number now. They pretty much has what he does. He steps around and trying to, hit when he step around, and he's throw the left and fall out to the right. But I think the realistic fight to me is Gervonta Tank Davis.
Mm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that fight, man.
Yeah.
So out of all of those, Javante is the only one that's really a realistic option of the ones that he's been calling out. Because Mixayo, he ain't getting in the ring with Gary no more, and I don't think the PBC, they just had a Filipino champion out of Manny Pacquiao stable lose in Ancajas. We're gonna talk about that shit later.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark Mixayo, they trying to milk that market in the Philippines, so they ain't gonna be in a rush to put him in there with a healthy Gary Russell Jr. And Gary Russell Jr. been calling out Tank Davis for a long time, and it's time for Mayweather, Tank, Ellaby. It's time for them to step up and possibly, hopefully take a fight like that. Like I feel like it's a competitive fight that either fighter could win, and those are the types of fights we want to see Tank Davis in. So out of all of those. I think that's the most realistic one, and that's the one that I would want to see most because I think it is great for both fighters, and it's the type of opponent that will obviously test Gary Russell Jr. But also, y'all know what I think of Tank Davis. I want to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Shit, I want to see if I think if he's really as good as I think he is. So that's my thoughts on that, man.
Well, you know what? That's why I say it too. Floyd's gonna have to let this young man grow. He's gonna have to
Mhm.
let him go in there and go to war. Now, sure, you might lose a fight, but you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn from that loss. But who says you might lose? Because see, sometimes some fighters, and I believe Gervonta Tank Davis is one of those fighters that the best will bring out the best out of him if he fight the best. And I can see that. I can see Gervonta
Mhm.
Davis going another level. All right. Now, Floyd is keeping him in neutral. He want to get in drive, and Floyd is not letting him get in drive right now. Floyd want to keep him in neutral. He want to keep him suppressed. That's what Floyd wants to do. So now Gervonta Davis, I think right now that he can do better without Floyd, but I don't know what kind of contract they have. But Gervonta Davis is a star. He is a star. He can be a bigger star if they just let that dog hunt. But they won't
Yeah.
let him hunt. They won't let him hunt. They want to keep
Listen,
him.
man, I said it and I'm gonna say it again here. Like,
Uh,
you can, if you can buy them chains, right? Like, I ain't got no problem with nobody buying jewelry and cars
uh,
and houses and shit like that. But his contract, like, you can afford to go see a lawyer to see about getting out of your contract.
of
You can
course.
afford to go to a contract expert and go see about getting out your contract. And people
Uh,
that are like Floyd Mayweather fanboys and stuff, they hate to hear me say that because they love Floyd so much. But look, man, just like Floyd Mayweather outgrew Bob Arum, Tank Davis done outgrew him. I think everybody in this chat would agree that Tank Davis is a bigger star than Terrence Bud Crawford right now. His name, he can be on pay-per-view. He's been more successful on pay-per-view. He's done bigger live gates. So if we pushing for Terrence Crawford to leave Bob Arum because he outgrew Bob Arum and Bob Arum wasn't promoting him, right? Then why
mhm.
the hell a bigger star who's more established, who has a better name, why shouldn't he leave his promoter? Because of the promoter's name, because it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, nah, bro, we got to keep that same energy. And then furthermore, like Floyd has said out his own mouth, and anyone in the chat will probably attest to this. Floyd don't want anyone to be better than him. Like, he don't
Bingo.
want nobody to be better than him at all, like ever. He want to be known as the greatest fighter of all time. How can you have that attitude but still be a promoter and have your best interest, have their best interest at heart? I mean, like, that shit don't make no sense to me. That
Like
don't
I
make no
said,
sense to me. You know what I mean?
yeah, you're right. You're right. Correct. Like I say, Floyd Mayweather, okay, Robert Garcia, hell, Freddie Roach. These are ex-fighters. These guys, except for Floyd, are one of the best trainers out there right now today. Floyd
Mhm.
could be a Floyd could be a better trainer than a promoter. He sucked as a promoter, but I can guarantee you he's a ex fighter and he can be a great trainer. Matter of fact, he can be one
Yeah.
of the top trainers. Yeah, but he don't want that because his ego said, I am bigger than that. I am better than that. I don't want to be part of the show. I want to run
Mhm.
the show. And that's a problem with Floyd. And that's a problem with Gervonta Davis' career. So as
All
long as
facts.
he's under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather, he always not going to ever get over that wall. You got to
Yeah.
climb that wall and go over. That's what you're going to have to do.
And make no mistake, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but Tank Davis, he need to quit being complicit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit I said about Terrence Crawford. You need to quit saying you fight whoever they put in front of you. You need to quit
Right.
saying that, you know what I'm saying, that any of these guys can get, like, call people out, bro. Let the fans know who you really want to fight.
Yep.
If you do it, we don't know whether or not he's doing it behind closed doors, but even if he is, man, saying it up front will go a long, long way to letting the fans know what he really want to do. But at the very least, man, make some investments in yourself. Invest in yourself. Floyd Mayweather invested in himself, bought himself out his contract, figured out what he had to do so he could be his own man. It's time for
Mhm.
Tank Davis to start making some moves like that. And it's no shot to Floyd. It's just that, bro, certain fighters, when you get to a certain point, you don't need a promoter. You get to a certain point, people gonna pick up the phone when you try to make a fight, bro. Like, that's just boxing. That's any sport. Like, people, like, if Tank Davis called Vasily Lomachenko people, or he called George Kambosos people, he called Bill Haney, to try to make a fight with Devin Haney, they not gonna hang up the phone if he ain't with Floyd Mayweather no more. They ain't gonna be like, oh
Right.
man, you ain't with Floyd no more. Nah, bro, we ain't trying to make a fight. Hell no, they gonna try to make that fight, bro. They gonna try to make that fight because of who you are, bro. Like, you
Exactly.
have basketball players and casual fans and shit coming to all your events and shit, man. They trying to make that money, bro. Like, it just kind of is what it is. But That's my little 2 cents on it, man. Let's go ahead and do a roll call, y'all, and then we'll get to breaking down some fights. And then we got some other stories that we're gonna get to too, because there's a lot of shit to talk about. But salute to my brother Yoda Wise Crush in the building. What up, Crush? We got G Parker up in this thing, man. Salute G. We got I Karma 123 in this thing. Says knockout be like I gotta change both my intro and my pound for pound list. Yeah, we change it every 3 or 4 months, bro. And yeah, it was some performances last night. Josh Taylor. It's some performances last night that's gonna get you bumped down the list. Might even get your ass taken off the list once we redo the list. We're gonna probably redo it in June. I want to let all the March, April, and May fights happen. We'll shuffle shit around in the middle of the year, then probably do another one at the end of the year. Mr. Mechanical, what's popping with you, bro? Bobo, what's good? Ricky E245, what's up, my brother? King Dina slid through. Emmanuel H is in the building. A1 Hoop Zone. Go check his channel out, man. Got a basketball channel, knows his shit. Vince Williams, what's up with you, bro? We got my brother Corbin Phoenix in this thing. JD done slid through. Mr. Mechanical was popping, bro. Let me see here. Kevin Knight's in the building. Teachers here. Jerry Smith, what up, bro? What's popping with you? Jelly Bean 4280.
Man.
What up? Kevin Knight knockout. Can Bam fight at Martinez weight? Guy from last night. Well, Kevin Bam Rodriguez jumped up 2 weight classes to 115 pounds when Martinez fought at last night, and he beat Carlos Cuadras. So, yeah, he already did that shit. Already did that shit, bro. He was a 108-pound fighter. He jumped up to 115 in his last fight and beat the shit out of Carlos Cuadras, bro. Let me see here. G5 Gabe is in the building. What's up with you, brother? Y'all go check out G5 Gabe as well, man. Cooking over there. Felix Nunez, what's popping, bro? What's good with you? Let me see. Oh, one of the other OGs, Stormy B Man, done slid through. Stormy is going to be live when we get done here at 10:30. So if you need a whole morning of boxing talk before the card start today, which KQKC will be calling, by the way, y'all. He'll be calling the Lawrence Okoli. What's that damn dude name, man? Michael Cieslak card for the WBO Cruiserweight title. That's gonna be on the Zone 1 p.m. Y'all be sure to tune in to the OG, the singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network, as he calls the fights this afternoon. That man be working, so y'all be sure to show him a lot of love. Albert Doty, what up, man? Salute to you. RV, yeah. After that shit last night, RV, yeah. People was calling. We gonna talk about it, bro. We gonna talk about it. We gonna get to it. A1 Hoop Zone. We already shouted you out, bro. But salute again. DP Rocker, what up? What up with you? Who's Israel? What's up with you? I think that is, let me see. Nitty G done slid through. What up, Nitty? Salute to you. Dante Hall. What up, bro? What up, bro? We just started at 9 o'clock. That's me. You good, bro? Put your seatbelt on. Smash the Lizike button. And I'm looking at the people in here. I'm looking at my likes. Come on, y'all. Don't short me. Don't short me. Show some love. Smash the like button. It's free. Just scroll right over there and hit that shit right quick, man. Come on now. Bobo, what up? And Cool Boy Curry, what's popping with you? I think that's it. All right, bro. So co-main event on the Josh Taylor card, man. Robeisy Ramirez, Eric Donovan. I told y'all before the fight and during the fight, Eric Donovan, his ass did not belong in the ring with Robeisy Ramirez, and the OG was calling that shit. OG, what, man? What? Are you impressed with Robeisy Ramirez? What you think of that young man after watching him fight last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say?
Man, I was very impressed. Donovan, he started off good. He had a great start right out the gate. He's working the body, going upstairs. But Robeisy put on the high guard, earmuffs, whatever you want to call it, and came forward. But I think Donovan pretty much played into that trap that he set, Robeisy. Robeisy set that trap where, like, he didn't throw anything meaningful intentions. But then once Donovan started throwing, then Robeisy came and started throwing, and he started sending down the punches right away. And I'm really impressed with Robeisy. I'm really impressed on how he knows how to go down to the body first and stay down there. He don't go upstairs right away. Now, he went downstairs as soon as he started getting off. He started getting off and going downstairs, going around to the kidney, going around to the sternum, and then the other side. Now, then he started going upstairs. Now, I think it was a little bit too much for Donovan. He didn't think he was bringing it to the table like that. And when he brought it to the table like that, he pretty much threw him off balance, and then he got to push them back a little bit. So then Robeisy is he's a great fighter, and he, like you say, he's a 2-time gold medalist. And,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing about the amateurs, that's one thing about it. When you go through the amateur program, those are the basics. You learn the basics. Now, once you catch on to the fundamentals and the fundamental styles of fighting as a pro, and you catch
Mm-hmm.
on real fast, then you know, okay, we might have a champ here. And that's what Robeisy looked like, a champ. And he looks like he's going to start walking through a lot of guys. So you can be watching out for that name. That name going to be start ringing everywhere, if it's not ringing already.
Yeah, man, that was a damn good fight. And salute to
Yeah.
Free Smoke, salute to Soldier of God, salute to Joe the Beast. I see y'all, bro. Cassandra, I see you done slid up in here. I see you done slid up in here off of that Crown Royal Peach. I saw your comment earlier this morning. Talking about she fell asleep on the fights on some Crown Royal and Peach. We was on them whiskey old fashions last night, feeling good. So Robeisy Ramirez, one thing, not only is he a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, he won his first gold medal when he was 18 years old. Because he's 28 years old right now, and he won his first gold medal in the Olympics in 2012. So y'all do the math. It's 2022. He's 28 years old, minus 10. He was 18 years old when he won his first gold medal. So we talking about pedigree out the wall, man. And this guy, Eric Donovan, I told y'all in the stream on Friday, he went the distance with a guy that got 58 losses. So when you fighting that type of competition, like, yeah, it's a tomato can. Like, no disrespect to Donovan. Thank you for your entertainment. Thank you for putting your life on the line so a brother like me can watch boxing. But with that being said, bro, Robeisy Ramirez had a bad reputation. He usually played with his food. He usually like to, you know what I'm saying, counterpunch you. And he much more will embarrass you and make you miss and just score points than really try to go out there and hurt you. And I like that in this fight. He was like, hell nah, bro. You don't belong in here. You ain't supposed to be in here with me. I'm going to get your ass out of here, and I'm not about to play with you. And that's exactly what he did. He was better at everything, y'all. Reflexes, timing, counterpunching, defense, foot placement. He just put on the clinic against Eric Donovan. And this is a great question from RV. And I'm gonna pass this to KQKC. He says, do y'all think Ramirez is ready for a title shot? I mean, the guy is a 2-time gold medalist, and he's 28 years old, and he got like 10 fights now. Big Texas ATX Cletus Smith. I see you in the building. What you think of that, man? You think he ready for a title shot?
You know what? I said, yeah, why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because Lomachenko got one. I mean, he got one with less. So
shit, he got one in his second fight after losing, bro.
Shit, yeah.
He lost his first fight and got a title shot his second fight, and he fight under the same promoter. So why Robeisy Ramirez, shit, Lomachenko won his gold medals, what, like 25 years old?
Exactly.
This man won his first gold medal at 18, then won another one at 22. Yeah, 18 and then 22. 2012, you're 18. 2016, you're 22 years old. And then you turn pro. Why he ain't get a title shot yet, bro?
Right, exactly.
Is it because he's from Cuba? What's the deal, Bob? Like, come on, bro. Like, what we doing?
Right.
what we doing with this shit, man?
We see how talented the young man is, and you fighting in 5 years. You fought what, 10 times? Is it 10 times in 5 years? That's a damn shame. If you ain't took a lot of punishment, you should be up there fighting 2 or 3 times. I'm quite sure he wants to fight that much. But it's time for a title shot. I believe it's time for a title shot. It's time at least for an eliminator. All right? That's what he have to do. Now, what it takes, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying that he commands a lot of money, but I think he'll take the bare minimum just to go out there and show his skills. And then he can build up off of that. So, yes, I think it is time for him to have a title shot because he can box. He can use his angles. He got great defense. He can fight on the outside, and he can fight on the inside. So, I mean, what else do you want, Bob? What else?
The man got 400 amateur fights, man.
Wow.
400 amateur fights. Wow. And it's time. He had 126 pounds. They keep trying to feed Navarrete these dudes that's fit for his style. Shit, give me Robeisy Ramirez versus Navarrete at 126 pounds. That's a damn good fight.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a damn good fight. Can Robeisy Ramirez keep him up off of him with his counter punching and his boxing ability, or can
Yeah.
Navarrete run through him with that rhythm and that power? That shit there, that'll
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
fireworks. Vince Williams, yeah, man, 58 losses. The dude's name was Rafael Castillo. His record is 14 wins, 58 losses, and 1 draw, bro. I'm not making this shit up. You can go check it for yourself, bro. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go to Josh Taylor. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So Josh Taylor, man. Josh Taylor, we got a lot. Let's talk about the fight first. Then he got some comments that he said after it. Terrence Crawford was talking shit about him. Just a bunch of shit, man. But what did you think of the fight? First of all, break down the fight, and then did the right man win? Just talk about the fight for us and let us know what your thoughts are, man.
Well, Josh Taylor, of course, he came out and he's kind of timid. All right, it's like he wasn't sure what he was looking at in front of him. Basically, he was just taking his time, and he still didn't know what Catterall was bringing. Then he's still trying to come forward, but Josh Taylor. Now, I will say this, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't look at it this way, but he is tall for that weight class. He does have a nice reach for that weight class. And there go Catterall. Catterall coming in, but it seems like Taylor was kind of like, I want to hear about his family over there. He got things on his mind, but he got to fight. That's what he got to do. He got to stand there and fight. And what he was trying to do is he was trying to get on the inside. He was trying to fight small. He was trying to get down and go to the body with Catterall. Now he did shoot a lot of rabbit punches in that fight, a lot of behind the head punches. Now Josh Taylor was trying to pretty much manhandle Catterall because I'm not saying he being a weight bully or anything like that, but that was trying to get the upper hand. He was pretty much tiring him out. But then came Catterall. Catterall came forward. Catterall started walking him down. And therefore he had the straight left. And that straight left was going down to the pipe. And that was pretty much slowing him down with them body shots. And Taylor didn't like that. Now, a lot of people saying, well, Taylor is elite. No, he's not elite. And now he's a good fighter, but he's not an elite fighter. Elite fighter would have made some adjustments. Elite fighter will pretty much change the way they fighting against their opponent. That's elite fighter. Elite fighter adapt to the situation, and that's what he didn't do. Now,
Facts. That ring IQ looked garbage last night, OG.
exactly. Exactly. And that's what pisses Terrence Crawford off because they are trying to compare Josh Taylor, who is undisputed. Okay, can't take that away from him, but he is. But he doesn't have that ring IQ. He doesn't possess that. All right. Now, of course, he try to do and find a way what works for him. Now, he's not looking for a solution. He's just looking for a way out that he can pretty much look good in. So what I would say is that Josh Taylor, he kind of stole that win last night. Now robbery, yes,
Mm.
that's a big strong word, robbery. But I think Catterall did enough to win. Now I know we was in his backyard, we get that, but now this is the question I'm asking myself, and I asked other people in the chat last night. If you are a mandatory and you are fighting a champion, right now, do you got to really fucking knock him out to win? Are we in that time of boxing now? Are we in this century of boxing and this is the new boxing way? Where you got to knock out the champion in order to win if you on the B side and you fighting in his hometown or backyard? I mean, that's the only way you can get a win? Now, we have to think about that. We got to think about some things because that's the
Mm-hmm.
business side of boxing. Now, of course, they elevated Taylor to super champion, so where he can drop the belts and go up and fight Terrence Crawford right away. But I don't think that Terrence Crawford will even waste his time because he will wash him. Now, like Little Stymie said, Tim Bradley said that, hey, look, I'm not gonna give him a pass. I'm not gonna give him a pass. They didn't give me a pass. They didn't give Andre Ward a pass. So his ass don't get a pass. So therefore, if you are an undisputed champion, I expect better out of your ass than what I saw last night. Because you don't deserve all the accolades that they're giving you. something went wrong. Now, I don't care. They say, well, this family, this, no, I don't care about that. You know, when you got to go in there and fight, if you are an elite fighter, if you are an undisputed champion, you can fight and win just on instinct alone. If you're that good of a fighter, and that's adapt to the situation, and he did not adapt to the situation. Catterall, he adapt to the situation, and he adapt very well, and that's what he was doing. He was ripping on body punches, and Taylor did not like them body shots. So that's how I looked at the fight. You know,
man, let me tell y'all something. And salute to my brother Ghost. Salute to Cypress Hill. Salute to my brother Kwame from Loyal to the Game Boxing Talk. Y'all go check out his channel. Great brother over there. Listen, man, I need somebody to explain to me which of the first 6 rounds Josh Taylor won. I'm gonna start right there. All right. Which of the first 6 rounds could you possibly give Josh Taylor? That's the first thing. Second thing, he got knocked down and a point deducted as well later on in the fight. That's 3 rounds right there. Because the knockdown round is a 10-8 round because Catterall was clearly winning that round too.
Right.
And then the point deduction happened at the end of like round 10 or round 11 or something. So someone tell me how you lose the first 6 rounds of a fight, you get deducted a point, and then you get knocked down in another. That's 9 rounds, y'all. If we keeping it a buck. So 6 rounds, 10-9. Then you get knocked down and lose a round. That's a 10-8 round. So that's 8 rounds. And then you get a point deduction. That's 9 rounds, bro. And you still get the victory. That shit don't make sense. And I'm starting to be. I want y'all, like, I know we all listen to KQKC, but kind of keep the commentary enough to where you can hear it, because I'm starting to see a trend over at ESPN specifically, and I don't like it. When you start hearing them use the word body language, because that's what they kept saying. They kept saying Catterall, he was winning this fight, but he got to show better body language to let the judges know that he's in control of the fight. Y'all know what other fight they did that shit with? They did that shit with Robson Castillo and Oscar Valdez. When Robson Castillo was boxing his ears off his head. They said, Castillo was boxing well early in the fight, but he got to show better body language. You got to let him know that he's in charge. Go look it up. Yeah, go. Yeah, they did that shit to Robson Castillo too.
So you gotta be smiling and like you in control, and that's
body language. Body language is now a new scoring criteria.
Shit.
It's a new scoring criteria in boxing. I didn't know if I know we all thought it was effective aggression, defense, ring generalship, clean punching. Like, I know that's what y'all thought, right? I know that's what you thought. That's what they tell you. But the new thing is body language. You gotta have good body language to be able to show that you win in the fight, bro. They mentioned, KQ, body language.
I was looking for my referee book. I took that test.
Body language, man. And so when I started hearing that, I typed it in your chat. I said it before it even happened. I said, look, Catterall is winning this fight. I know how we have it all scored, but his best bet is a draw. It's a draw. That's the best he could hope for. And so you ask the question, do you have to get a knockout to win if you're a mandatory challenger? Bro, you got to get a knockout or you got to win 12 rounds to 0. That's sad, bro. And I'm from an era in sports where you win by 1. Shit, a win is a win. Shit, give me right. What's mine, bro. Because sometimes maybe the champion came to fight too, and the mandatory challenger was just a little bit better. So you telling me if I'm a little bit better, maybe I'm not better? And Catterall wasn't a little bit better last night. Now, maybe if they fight again, because Josh Taylor did look weight drained. Josh Taylor did. Maybe he lost focus. He's been winning his belts on the road his whole career. His big fights have all been in America, so he ain't used to fighting at home. So maybe he performs better in the second fight. But we should have a new undisputed champion tonight. Or this morning, I should say. We should be talking about Jack Catterall. I think sometimes what fans do, man, is they forget that Josh Taylor ain't the only one with a story, bro. He not, fam. He not the only one with a story. He not the only one with a family to feed. Jack Catterall family was in the stands too. You understand what I'm saying? Like Jack Catterall probably got a wife. I don't know if he got no kids. He got a girlfriend. I'm sure he got a mama, daddy, all that shit. And if they not here no more, I'm sure they looking down on him or whatever, and they want to be proud of him too. That man has a story as well. And to rob him of that moment because it's bad for business, that's some bullshit, bro. That's some straight up and down bullshit. And so what I want y'all to start doing when you listening to these people, start listening for the word body language. It'll give you a cue as to what's gonna happen in the fight. Cause I noticed that last night, and I noticed that shit in the Oscar Valdez Consejo fight. You can't just beat the dude ass no more. You gotta beat his ass, and you gotta make sure that you have the appropriate body language. So we don't throw the word robbery around very, very loosely, but this was a gift decision, and this was something that, you know, I don't like in the sport of boxing, because it sours the sport, man. If like it would have been such a great night, and I want to give a shout out, because we're gonna talk about this card in a minute. I want to give a shout out, honestly, to the judges from the Showtime card. Because it was a lot. They got all the decisions right. Okay. They wasn't on that bullshit. So shout out to the judges that was judging the fight from the Showtime card. But them judges that was over there in Scotland judging that shit for Josh Taylor. Nah, bro. I ain't with that shit, man. That was some bullshit. That man didn't win not one of the first 6 rounds. He was getting pieced up. He was getting walked into that left hand at will. He got dropped later on in the fight. He got deducted a point. Like, just straight up and down bullshit, bro. And salute to my brother Felix Nunez. Is it fair to assume Ward just a company man now? He been a company man. He gave Josh Taylor 3 of the first 4 rounds, bro.
Yeah.
Did y'all see his scorecard?
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, bro. Kind of in great career, Hall of Fame fighter, former pound for pound king. But you sound like a straight, you know what I'm saying? You don't sound like no man up there, bro. Cause you be talking bullshit. Like I be listening to him. I like, bro, you know boxing way too good to be saying some of the shit you saying, bro. You up here talking about body language and shit. Kovalev had way better body language than you in the first fight. Like, let's keep it a buck. But you came out here and said you feel like you won the fight, bro. Yep. You said you came out here and you won the fight and shit. I thought it was about body. Now it's about body language, but back then it was about defense and ring generalship and shit. Exactly. Back then you was all for the way that the fight should be scored and shit. So man, just a bad sour taste in my mouth, man. I don't like the way that fight ended. But let's move to some stuff after the fight. So Josh Taylor says he still called out Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford said, "Don't compare this man to me," right?
Right.
And Josh Taylor said, "No need for a rematch. I 1000% won that fight." So what I want to pose to you, KQKC, after last night's performance, would you advise Josh Taylor to move up to 147 to them shark-infested waters, or would you like to see him stay at 140?
I like to see him stay at 140. I don't think he's ready to go up to 147. Now, okay, minus Crawford. Well, matter of fact, go ahead and put Crawford in there. Then you got Boots. You got Earl Spence. All right. Now, he don't beat none of those top guys. Keith Thurman. He will not beat even Keith Thurman. So, I mean, I don't know where this came from. Yes, he's undisputed, but he ain't that type of killer. He's not that type of boxer mind. He don't have those type of fundamentals to fight in there with these top 147 pounders. They are hitting hard. Earl Spence, he is going to the body. He's going to the body with mean intention when he do fight you. Terrence Crawford, he don't fight too much on the inside, but he will box you on the outside. So is he ready for that? No, he's not. He's not ready for it. Why? Because at 147, he got guys out there that he can fight, but he has a choice. He has a choice right now. Of course, that choice ain't going to be Gary Antuanne. Not right now, because he ain't going to be able to take body shots. He's not going to be able to take that body work. So you don't want to mess with him. So I think Josh Taylor better sit his ass at 147 and fight those mandatories. That's what he's going to have to do. Because look what he did with that mandatory. That was nothing but a mandatory. And he got beat by a mandatory. I mean, he got a gift, but he got beat. In theory, he got beat. But, of course, he got the decision and he got a gift. And you better take that gift and put it on the shelf and try to get another one for the other belt. So that, sit your ass at 147. Because let's go back in history. Adrian Broner was a better fighter at 140.
Facts.
Then 147, bam.
Got his ass whooped.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Shit,
And
what
then
about
he got
Mikey? What about Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia? How they looking them smaller weight classes before they moved up to 147?
exactly. Danny Garcia was my
Shit.
next one. Danny Garcia was a beast. He was a champion at 140. And 147, too slow. Too slow. See, I keep telling you all, and I keep telling you all, weight classes are there for a reason, baby.
Fact.
All right. So if you ain't ready, you better not get ready right now if you ain't ready. So what he do? He need to stay there at 147.
And KQKC, people were very, very upset with me in my comment section when I said Josh Taylor ain't in the top 10, let alone top 5 pound for pound fighters. I got him ranked at 15.
Mm-hmm.
They said that I ain't know what the fuck, or let me excuse my language. They ain't say I don't know what the hell I was talking about when I said that he was number 15. I hope now that y'all understand why he ain't cracked my top 10 when we talk about skills and shit. And then guess what? After last night, when we redo the list, his ass might not be on it. Depending upon how some other fights go. Like the man showed no ring IQ last night.
Mm-hmm.
He showed no adjustments whatsoever. And you mean to tell me when I was telling people, because I also told them, I said, man, shit, what y'all, because people were acting like Josh Taylor just run through everybody. Like he can, like, you shouldn't even mention Gary Antuanne Russell name with his. You shouldn't even mention Tank Davis name with his. And I'm sorry, like, no disrespect to Jack Catterall, but if he can have that type of success, you trying to tell me that they, after what you saw last night, they ain't got no shot? They can't get in there with him and be competitive, if not beat his ass. Like just a case study. Like if Tank Davis would have hit him with them left hands that, or Gary Antuanne Russell was to hit him with those left hands that Jack Catterall hit him with, what y'all think gonna happen? What y'all think will happen in a fight like that? So just understand that KQKC, myself, we really study this shit. And when we tell y'all something, man, we really believe what we say. And it's been a lot of thought and a lot of studying going into that shit. Now, as far as the question about Josh Taylor at 147, I already answered this and did a video on it. I wanted to get KQKC thoughts, but I told y'all before the fight that at 147, bro, he food for the top guys, man. He don't want to see them dudes, man. You don't very rarely. You got Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard did it, but those are special fighters. Very rarely do you get better when you move up in weight, and specifically jumping from a lower weight class to welterweight. That shit different, bro. That's a whole different animal when you going from 140 to 147. That shit ain't like jumping from 130 to 135, bro, or 126 to 130. Mm-hmm. Them is dudes that are bigger, stronger, faster, and the shit that you was hurting dudes with, man, that shit ain't nothing to them, bro. They ain't trying to hear that. They ain't trying, man. Y'all better wake up on Josh Taylor, man. He's a good, huh?
No, go ahead. Go
ahead.
I
was saying he's a very good fighter, but he has a lot of holes in his game. You go show me a fight where he ain't getting hit. That defense is shaky as hell. He never fights to his height. They always talk about how he got such a great jab, but he don't use that shit because he was spent the whole fight yesterday overshooting his shots and trying to get inside. So I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that shit about him being some beast at 147 pounds. I'm not trying to hear that. Now, Terrence Crawford feel disrespected. He feel disrespected. He said, "Don't mention my name with Josh Taylor." Do you think he should feel disrespected that they kept mentioning his name with him?
Yes, he should. You know, like I say, I'm not a big Terrence Crawford fan. Well, first, let me say this, Knockout. A lot of guys, a lot of people in the chat, whatever, the reason why they were saying those things, see, a lot of people look at the belts. Everybody focus on the belt. Oh, he's undisputed, so he's a dog. No, it doesn't matter. It's a business way of how you get those belts. That's ain't nothing but boxing business. But when you get out there and your style and your fundamentals, look at Jensen Rosario. He had them belts one damn fight, right? Because he didn't have the skills. All right, but he was there at the right time in the right place and got the belt.
Hey, and 3 fights later, he fighting in local cars in his home country because he couldn't hack it. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. Now, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, yes, he has one belt. Yes, he was undisputed, but Terrence Crawford is a different type of creature. He's a different type of mindset. He has a different type of skill set than Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is kind of like when he throws, he's not sure if he's throwing the right punches. But a guy like Terrence Crawford is very confident. He's very sure of what he can do. He knows he can box the socks off you on the outside, but he's not very sure should he go on the inside. That's one thing about it. That was the difference of him and Earl Spence. Earl Spence can go do in and out. But Terrence Crawford, he does it on the outside, and he does a great job. So you can compare his mind versus Josh Taylor mind, because Terrence Crawford got the best IQ mind in the sport of boxing right now. So therefore, that's why he text testosterone and told him, "Hey, look here, don't keep disrespecting me and mention me with Josh Taylor, because we are a different type of fighters." All right. So yes, yes, you got undisputed. Canelo undisputed too. What do that mean? Canelo and Josh Taylor, they both fight alike. They both think alike.
Are they on the same level? Josh Taylor couldn't hold Canelo Alvarez jockstrap, bro.
You're damn right. So that's how I look at it. Shout out to Cassandra in that Cash App.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was the question?
No, you answered it. You answered it. He should feel disrespected. Shit, I wholeheartedly agree. Like, listen, man, like, say what you want about Terrence Crawford. What the hell y'all think he do to somebody like Jack Catterall? That's food for him.
Exactly.
Somebody like Jack Catterall ain't lasting about more than 6 or 7 rounds with Terrence Crawford. And he damn sure ain't gonna keep hitting Terrence Crawford with the same punch over and over and over and over again.
Right.
So say what you want about Terrence Crawford, but bro, like all this shit, like that's why all you dudes that focus on accolades and resume, you gotta understand accolades don't mean shit, but you got an opportunity that someone else didn't get, bro. That's all that shit mean. Is that you got, like we just talked about, we just talked about it earlier. Robeisy Ramirez came into his professional career for the same promotional company with the exact same credentials that Vasily Lomachenko did. Vasily Lomachenko lost his first fight. Robeisy Ramirez lost his first fight. Robeisy Ramirez actually rematched the dude that he lost to and beat his ass. Lomachenko said, I ain't rematching shit. Just give me a title shot. And he got a title shot. Now Lomachenko has all these accolades and shit, but at the beginning of his career, he was given the opportunity that Robeisy Ramirez has not been given yet. So when you talk about accolades and shit, you got to understand, yes, some people go get their shit and they really fire like that. They really are good like that. But also, you get an accolade, you get accolades based off of opportunities and shit that you might get that other people don't get. So that's why I don't look at them hoes no more, bro. And that's why I had to change my mindset. Like we only going with the sweet science over here, bro, because that's what we here for. You know what I'm saying? But let's move over. Before we move over to the Showtime card, I got one more thing I want to talk about with KQKC as it pertains to a story. And this one is a story from one of his brothers, one of his boys, one of his favorite fighters, Jermall Charlo. So we all know that Canelo Alvarez has chose Dimitri Bivol in Triple G. And now Steven Espinoza Showtime, which is the network that Jermall Charlo fights on, he says Jermall Charlo is looking for a big statement fight. He's looking for a big statement fight. KQKC, who should he fight to make this statement that he want to make, man? What do we want to see from Jermall Charlo? Now that we know he's not fighting Canelo Alvarez, what's next for your boy, man? What we want to see from him?
Well, first of all, let me start off saying this. Jermall Charlo has never, ever had that defining fight. And what I mean by that is Oscar De La Hoya had Manny Pacquiao, which he lost. But he did fight the other guys like Ike Cortez, Shane Mosley. All right. Those are fights that catapult you into another category. Now, Jermall Charlo, yes, he's known. Yes, he's a beast. Yes, he's big. But he's never had that defining fight. And what he need to do now is get that defining fight, that career fight, that legacy fight. And right now, the only way he can have that is to make that fight with none other than David Benavidez. And that would pretty much be a non-brainer right there, because we are talking about one of the two top fighters right now. Well, he's at 168, but still, he still will go up to 175, or they can meet down in the middle somewhere, whatever you want to do. But anyway, yes, that's what Jermall Charlo needs to do, because he's never ever had that. Yes, he had great fights, no doubt about it. Oh, he looked great fighting, but he still did never have that defining fight. Floyd Mayweather had Oscar De La Hoya that catapulted him into another category, that made him that star. Every fighter that comes out and win, but never had that in the decisive moment. That's why they said about Boots. Oh, Boots is the greatest, everything, but he ain't fought nobody. Oh, Boots is the best and everything, but he haven't had that defining fight. Right now, Earl Spence. Now, what gonna catapult him? Now he's nice. He's the fight, but Terrence Crawford will make him and seal his legacy. Because you got to fight the best out there that's around or in your division, and I believe that, and that's correct. Because what's the next best thing than Canelo Alvarez, and that's David Benavidez, or let me say this, Demetrius Andrade, Demetrius Andrade. You know, you going now. That's two big decisions. But I will go with David Benavidez. I think he's the more powerful fighter. He got the height, he got the strength, and he damn sure got the reach. So I think that fight will sell better and will look better, and will stand better as far as on his legacy and his resume. So he got to make it happen. I don't want to see no more Montiel. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see that. It's time to stand up and be recognized. It's all good and shit, the houses and the cars and lions only and shit. But hey, a lion go get his food. A lion go hunt. All right, a lion will go get his food and get in there and eat first. So you got to go in there and get it. Make it happen. Yeah. You know how? No, I don't care what way he make it happen, but make it happen. You know, hey, the money, whatever. I don't want to hear that. It don't make sense. It don't make dollars. Go in there and get your shit. Make your legacy. Build your legacy. Don't wait on Canelo. Both of you all, David Benavidez and Charlo. Yeah. Yep. So that's what they got to do. Go ahead and go get it. Then the winner fight Demetrius Andrade. Then you really is catapulting to stardom. So there you go. And you might just force Canelo hand. Who knows? Who knows? Think about that. Shit, you fight David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, and let's say you win both of them. Wow, you forcing their hand, baby. You are forcing their hand. So
yeah, so yeah, man. Demetrius Andrade, unfortunately, man, I don't think that shit's realistic, because Al Heyman seemed like he don't want to do shit with Demetrius Andrade over there at the zone. Yes, I don't think that fight can be made. But damn it, David Benavidez or Caleb Plant, yeah, it's time to get something like that. Like, and let's not talk about Jermall Charlo moving up. The man walk around like 190, 200 pounds. He big, bro. He big. Matter of fact, he seemed like he's starting to get drained a little bit at 160. Moving to 168 might do wonders for him.
Well, that's what Ronnie told me.
Might do wonders for him. So, you know, I think it should be Plant or Benavidez, bro. And you said it so well, KQKC. Like, man, I'm tired of watching these guys continue to allow Canelo to control what they do. And I saw somebody put in the chat that, you know, if he go fight David Benavidez, he might lose out on that Canelo payday. And so I would just ask guys like Jermall Charlo, are you just waiting on the Canelo payday, or are you really just trying to be great?
Exactly.
Because see, that's a problem to me. Like, you should be focused on yourself. You should be focused on moving up, becoming a 3-division champion. You should be focused on putting yourself in a position to unify. Like, why is everyone sitting around waiting on Canelo? I done cooked Canelo all week. Y'all know what I think of the move. Y'all know how I think about that shit. But he ain't the only fighter out there, bro. Exactly. He ain't the only fighter that gets held to a certain standard. And Jermall Charlo, listen, man, KQKC said it. Montiel, Brandon Adams and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Hogan. Nah, bro. I ain't trying to see that shit no more. And what you do is, I always tell y'all this. You go look at Floyd and Pacquiao. That fight got so big because Pacquiao kept running down on Floyd opponents. He kept
Mm-hmm.
running down on Floyd former opponents and beating their ass worse than Floyd beat them. And that
Mm-hmm.
made people believe that, oh shit, Floyd did this with Ricky Hatton, but Pacquiao did this to Ricky Hatton. Floyd did this with Oscar De La Hoya, but Manny Pacquiao did that to Oscar De La Hoya.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd did this to that guy, but Pacquiao did this to him. So if you Jermall Charlo, you say, look, Canelo, and bro, I wish I could be their publicist or something. If I
Mm-hmm.
was them, if I was him, I would fight either Caleb Plant or David Benavidez, and I would get on Instagram instead of getting on Instagram partying and shit. I would get on Instagram, I would get
Yep.
on Twitter or something like that, and I say, look, man, we offer Canelo more money in our deal. He ain't want to fight because he knew I beat his ass. But that's okay. I'm finna fight Caleb Plant and Canelo. I'm gonna beat his ass way worse than you ever could. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him, and I'm gonna show people why you didn't want to fight me. Or you gonna make the David Benavidez fight, and you say, "Look, Canelo, you was running from his ass too. You waited till he dropped the belt before you went up and went for undisputed." So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna knock him off the board for you. I'm gonna make you have to come see me. I'm about to beat the shit out of David Benavidez, and then when I beat his ass, I'm gonna show people why you been running from me through 2-3 divisions. Like, you gotta start talking that shit and stop showing this man so much respect, bro.
Exactly.
Like, I don't like that shit. Like, if you a competitor, you a competitor. Because guess what? Canelo ain't respecting y'all. He's stringing y'all ass along and shit.
Yeah.
I might pick you. I might pick you. Psych, I'm gonna go over here. All right, now it's time. I'm gonna pick you. I'm gonna get in negotiations. I'm gonna pick you. You just wait right there. You wait for me. You wait for me. Nah, I'm gonna go over here now. Stop letting him do that shit to y'all, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You like a person with their hand out. Like, and I know people got different circumstances and shit, OG, and I'm not shitting on nobody that's going through nothing, but they like David Benavidez and Charlo and shit. They like them people that are perfectly capable of having a job. They ain't got nothing wrong with them. They healthy. They could go look for work. They could do all that shit. But instead, they rather just keep asking you to borrow money instead of going to get a job themselves and taking care of themselves. Like that shit. Bro, that I don't like that shit, man. I don't like that shit at all. So I hope he really does mean that, and that we get the statement that we hoping for. But let's move to the Showtime card, y'all.
Let me say this real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was asking Ronnie Shields a question this about 2 months ago, and we just stumbled, just a phone call. Just want to ask him something, and he told me, and we get on Jermall on subject. Jermall is having a very, very hard time making that weight. You're right. Like he said that. Now, this is per Ronnie Shields. Jermall is going to move up very, very soon. Don't know when, but he's having a hard time. We all remember when Mikey Garcia was having a hard time. He threw up in the elevator in the garbage can and shit. He is having a very hard time because Jermall is a big dude, like you said. He is a big
as hell.
Dude. Yeah. He's not walking around in no damn 160. No, he get down to that and just to make weight, but then he goes right back up. He damn near what 180, 185. He walking around. So Ronnie said he's killing himself. He's hurting himself internally. So I mean, Ronnie, he cares about his fighters, I think, a lot, and he don't want to see him doing that. So eventually, he's going to have to drop that belt and going up to 175.
Yeah, forget it. Like, what you gonna do? Another voluntary defense? Triple G is about to unify with Murata. Then he gonna fight Canelo. So those belts are tied up, right? And then Andrade, you see, Al Heyman ain't doing business with him, so that belt is tied up. So you have no chance at unifying at 160, bro. You're not unifying at 160. So what are you gonna do? Keep fighting voluntary defenses and then your mandatory number one in the WBC is Jaime Munguia. You know he don't want to fight your ass. You know he don't want to fight you. He calling Triple G name and shit. And he number one for your belt. So, bro, you have no fights at 160, bro. You don't have a single fight at 160. Yeah, like, and let me my brother DeMoney. First of all, salute to you for coming through. Y'all smash the like button. Again, it's almost 100 people in here.
Oh man,
I'm looking at my likes. I know y'all. Come on, y'all. The shit free. You know what I'm saying? If you want a super chat, that's cool. If you want a cash app, that's cool. But I'm not tripping on that shit. Let's just do what's free, bro. Smash the like button if you haven't already. My brother DeMoney says, "Don't Canelo got a 3-fight deal worth 160 million? That's better than 2 fights for $100 million. That's what Coppinger has reported. Eddie Hearn said they have a 2-fight deal and they're working on a 3rd fight. Now, Eddie Hearn said the 2 fights are for 80 to 85 million for Triple G and for Dimitri Bivol. So I would say this, and he says that they're in negotiation with John Ryder and Macaboo. Now, if you do a little math, 160 million minus 80 to 85 million, that's 75 to 80 million dollars. So what that report is asking me to believe that they about to pay Canelo Alvarez $80 million to fight either John Ryder or Laguna Beach Macadamia Nut. So you believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to believe it, you can believe it, right? But the only thing that's confirmed is a 2-fight deal for 80 to 85 million, and they working on the 3rd fight. Eddie Hearn has not given any details. Now, Mike Coppinger is saying that for the 3 fights, it'd be 160 million. But again, that would mean that they paying 80 to 85 million dollars for him to fight John Ryder or Laguna Beach Macadamia Nut. Or if you split that shit evenly, that's like $53 million, which for each fight, and that's still crazy. You telling me that they're gonna pay that man $53 million guaranteed to fight John Ryder or Macaboo? I mean, hey, bro, it's their money. They do what they want. Yeah, they do what they want with it. But let's go to the Showtime card, OG. We got Ancajas, Fernando Martinez, big upset. A title changed hands last night at 115 pounds, man. What did you think of that fight? For my money, it was probably the most entertaining fight of the night.
Man, that was on fire. That was a warm-up for the Roman Gonzalez and Martinez fight in my book. Or that was a replay of the Roman Gonzalez and Estrada fight. I mean, these guys were letting that leather go. I mean, they was going at it, and they was pretty much placing their punches. But I will say this. I call him Kerman, all right, because the last name was kind of hard for me to pronounce. But yeah, he was throwing. I mean, it was like Cassandra say, that was a hell of a fight. It was.
All facts, yeah.
Yes. Now, I didn't see nothing but maybe 1 or maybe 2 clinches. Nobody back touched the ropes. Everyone, even the referee, was standing right there in the center of the ring. He was looking for a bag of popcorn to eat because it was so entertaining, that fight. Now, that's what people live for. That's what we got boxing fans out there that like. They like that entertaining fight. They like that engagement. And both of these guys gave us that engagement. Now, people was thinking like, hey, man, this is a fun fight. This is a fight on lit. They don't care who the winner was. They just care about them fighting shit, right? But I would say that Martinez had the better punches. Yeah, he landed the punches better. Now, I would say Curran, he was more disciplined. I will say that, because every time he threw, he was right back in place when he threw. He never got out of position. He never got off balance. But the thing was, he was landing, and he was landing the right hooks. He was landing the body shots. But then come Martinez. Martinez come back. You know, Martinez come back, and he come back with punches and bunches. And that's the difference. That was the ultimate difference last night, in my opinion. Yeah. In my opinion, I think that Martinez was throwing more punches and bunches than Kerwin, I call him, was throwing. Now, Kerwin was throwing maybe 1 punch at a time. Then he'll follow the jab with a straight left. Then he come back again, follow the jab with a straight left. Then he go downstairs to the stern. Then he go to the kidney. Then he go upstairs and he stop. Then Martinez come with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unanswered punches right after each other. Then Martinez sat down on the punches. I mean, he came back. He was pitching a no-hitter, baby. He came back from way back yonder, all right, and threw that right hand. And man, and he was landing. He was landing on the head. He was landing on the body. So, I mean, it was very entertaining. I mean, I was very, very happy with that fight. And that was the opening fight. That was the opening fight of that card. So, and it was a championship fight, you know. So, man, I can't be mad at Showtime. I can't be mad at people.
Yeah, that shit was lit. They set the bar high. Hey, if that was you in that Cash App, I don't want to call your government name, man. Drop it in the chat so I can shout you out. Yeah, man. So Ancajas, look, at the beginning of the fight, it looked like he might have been on his way to victory. He was using his distance a lot better. You could see that he was more technically sound. He was countering Martinez very, very well. But
Yes, he
credit
was.
to Martinez, his aggression in that fight made it to where Ancajas he got drugged into a war. And once he got drugged into that war, he thought that he was gonna be bigger and stronger and a harder puncher and be able to just keep Martinez up off of him. Because if you go watch Ancajas' last fight, he was able to do that shit. He was fighting a tough Mexican fighter, and he got into a war with him, and he won that shit. So he was probably feeling confident off that shit. He like, man, I can war with you. Martinez showed he ain't somebody you can just go to war with like that. That
Right.
man threw. I saw y'all saying some and I ain't gonna put this on nobody talking about he had some suspicious energy, man. Let's not do that, bro. Like
Nah.
let's give Martinez his credit until he popped dirty. Like I ain't gonna say that man was cheating because he had, maybe he just got, you know what I'm saying? He just got
Right.
good
Right.
energy or some shit, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
no, he did take a like he was taking a break and taking a deep breath, and because he was throwing a lot of punches. So I mean, I wouldn't go there yet at
yeah,
all. Right
yeah.
now.
Until somebody pop dirty, man, I ain't gonna put that jacket on him. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, he landed. They said last night they said he broke a record for power punches landed in that division. So I
Wow.
want y'all to understand how good, because of the names, you might not look at it like that, but I want y'all to understand how good that fight was. You got guys at that division like Chocolatito, Juan Francisco Estrada, Carlos Cuadras, Rung Vasai. You got guys at that division, and this guy Martinez came in there and he landed more power punches than anybody ever has at 115 pounds. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the type of shit that he was on last night. You know what I'm saying? That's just a great,
Exactly.
great performance. And I heard the story that his pops died and said that he would become world champion and asked the trainer to make him world champion. And Martinez went out there and fought like it. Y'all
Yeah.
want to talk about that extra energy shit? He was doing that shit for his pops, bro. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? And so he went out there and he did his damn thing. And although I picked Ancajas, I told y'all, man, this dude dangerous and that this might be the most competitive fight of the night. And it turned out to be just that, man. This dude Fernando Martinez, I think he got some holes. I think it's some guys at 115, them champions will get him, but this is his moment. This is his night. And Ancajas, he does have a rematch clause, y'all. So it'd be
Good.
interesting to see if he take a rematch clause, because I love to see that fight again.
You ain't lying, man.
I love to see that fight again, to keep it 100 with y'all. So overall, great fight, very exciting fight. Something that you guys we got to start. And I hear a lot of y'all tell me sometimes that you don't really pay attention to the smaller weight classes. I'm telling you guys, we got to start watching. We got to start watching these smaller weight classes. It'll be some of the
Yes.
best boxing that you will get to see. It'll be
Yeah.
some of the best boxing that you will get to see, even though you don't know the names. Just trust me. If it's an elite level fight, like two top contenders, or if you see a champion at 115 pounds or 112 pounds that's fighting, you need to tune in, bro. You need to tune in. You gonna miss some good shit if you don't, man. If you're only worried about, and I know not all of y'all do this. I'm only talking to a select few people, but if you're only worrying about Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence and Canelo Alvarez and Tank Davis and Devin Haney and shit like that, bro, you miss a lot of great boxing, bro. You miss a lot of great boxing doing that shit, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you really love the sport. I still don't know who this is in the cash app, but I appreciate you for that $4, whoever it is, man. I was trying to wait for somebody to put it in the chat, but if you don't want to speak in the chat, man, I understand. But thank you to whoever gave that $4, and salute to my brother Zulu. What up, Zulu? I see you in the building, bro. Salute to you, dog. So let's go to the co-main event, man. Let's talk about Gary Antuanne Russell. This shit right here, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get it up. When I had this man right here, right? And I put this man right here. Yeah, y'all was acting like I was crazy and shit. What y'all think after last night, man? My boy Gary Antuanne Russell went out there and made me look like a prophet, bro. KQ, what you got on that fight, brother?
man, Gary Antoine, he was having some trouble. Okay, now hear me out. He was having some trouble with Victor Postal, length, arm reach.
Facts.
See, a lot of people don't give Victor Postal the credit that he deserved at certain points. Okay, he got a reach. He got a long body. He's tall. All that for that 140-pound division. And yes, it was giving Antuanne trouble. Antoine was
Mm-hmm.
trying to find a way to get in, to throw that left and come with that right hook. But he was getting stopped by that jab. I'm talking about stop flush with that jab out there. All Post had to do was just stick it out there. And then he'd get caught with one, but he had to eat one or two to land his. And so be it. And that's what he did. Then he came in, then he started making adjustments. See, that's why I look at a fighter. See, that's why you gotta study a fighter. You gotta look and see how he fights and how he thinks. And what
Mm-hmm.
Gary Antuanne did was he said, okay, you know what? This jab is always in my damn head every time I get ready to throw this left hand. So he started pretty much fainting and getting under that jab and going
Yup.
down to the body. So, and he came back. If you notice how he would put up that phone, he had his hand like a hammer and bring it right back up, because he's getting ready for the counter, because he knows he's gonna get countered. All right, a smart boxer knows that when you throw something, something definitely coming back, and that's what he did. He had that counter ready, hand up, ready for that counter. So now he went straight forward. He didn't take a step back. He came straight forward on Postal. Postal still trying to be on his toes and trying to use a lot of lateral movement and pretty much trying to tire out Russell. But Russell was on him like glue on a motherfucking cardboard. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what he was doing. He was going right down to the body. He was trying to slow that movement down. Because Postal, regardless, he still was up on his toes. He still was trying to fight up on his toes. Freddie Roach had him prepared. He had him prepared very well. I will give him that. But Antuanne is a different creature right now at 140. He's thirsty. He's thirsty. He's hungry. He want to make a name. He want to make a statement, and that's what he did last night. Now, of course, he wanted a better knockout. He wanted to see Postal on his back, but the referee stepped in a little soon, I believe. But he stepped in regardless. Plus, either way it go, Antuanne was winning on the scorecards, and he was
Mm-hmm.
pulling away on the scorecard, and that's the unofficial score, I would say. So, but therefore, Antuanne Russell, before that fight, he said in an interview, as I showed earlier that day, that it doesn't matter how long your opponent been off. He's going to treat that opponent just like he's in shape, just like he fought last week. And that's what he did. He came straight forward. And yes, he was eating a lot of shots, no doubt
Mm-hmm.
about it. But he took a one and ate one to give two or three or four. So he was right on him. And he did hurt Postal. He hurt Postal twice in that fight. But the last time he hurt him, which was stop the fight, which the referee stopped the fight, he caught him with a nice left uppercut right to the head. And
Mm-hmm.
Postal pretty much almost fell over on his face, but he caught himself up. Then he pretty much cuddled back and went back to the ropes. And then, of course, Quan was right there on him. He would not let him breathe. He was right on him. So, even though he had the height, the reach, still, Gary Antuanne found a way to win by going upstairs and going downstairs at the same time. So he
Mm-hmm.
made adjustments. He made adjustments to fit his height and and pretty much made adjustments for his power. So
Yeah.
that's how I looked at that fight.
Man, look, I learned a lot about Gary Antoine in that fight, which I'm very, very happy that I learned. So a couple of things, to on the negative note, right? So,
Mhm,
he did get hit. You know what I'm saying? He did have a little bit of problem with Postal's reach, but
mhm,
I mean, you look at Postal's fight, who he's fought, I should say. The problems that Gary Antoine was having wasn't as big as the problems that everybody else that Postal fight, because he beat Postal way better than anybody else had ever beaten him. So
mhm.
I did like to see that, but the main thing I saw that his gas tank is real. He carries that same pressure, that same relentlessness, that same work rate. He carries it all the way through the fight because he had never been past 6 rounds before.
That's
So
what
I
I
love
was gonna
it.
say. I don't mean
Yeah,
to
I love
interrupt
it.
you, but somebody in the
Yeah.
chat said, "How will he fare after 6 rounds?" Well, now
Mm-hmm.
you know. Now you
Now
know
you
whoever that
know. Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Now you know that he has a real gas tank. That shit ain't gonna stop. And then the other thing I like is that you saw that he can make adjustments. Right. You saw
Mhm.
that he could figure out. Okay, I'm trying to get in on this dude. He jabbing me pretty good. I'm hitting him. I'm winning rounds, but how can I get in easier? He started slipping to his right, leading with his left hand. and just pawing with his jab like 2 or 3 times, then boom, he'll fire off with a left hand. He wasn't even throwing his jab to land that mug. He was throwing his jab to get in and to blind post off so he catch him with a left hand. And that's how he kept catching him with big left hands. I like how big of a dog he is. And see, when people say dog, like, I don't mean punching bag and shit. Like, I don't like fighters who look like they don't like to get hit. Like, you can look at Chris Colbert, and we'll get to his fight in a minute, and you could tell he don't like to get hit. He don't react well to getting hit. Whereas when you see Gary Antuanne Russell get hit, he just keep doing what he doing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still defensively responsible. He'll still try to slip your shit. He ain't just out there trying to be a punching bag, but he seemed like the type of person that understand, and this is what makes you great, that it's boxing, bro. Like, I'm going to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, and he just keep doing what he's doing. Guys like, I much more prefer guys like that than guys that try to be so elusive, that try to be so quick and don't want to get hit at all. Like, don't want no smoke at all. They want to just be elusive. To me, that shit always catch up with you, because I haven't seen one fighter in his career or her career that wasn't hit flush. Like, everybody gonna get hit flush if they do that shit long enough and if they fight at the highest level. So that was another thing that I was looking for. And although Postol ain't got no power, he caught Antuanne with some counters and shit. And you could tell because you watching the fight and you seen him get hit, but you couldn't tell in his body language, and you couldn't tell in how he went about his business. So I really, really like what I saw from him. I thought it was a great performance, all things considered. And he went out there and he beat a top fighter worse than anybody else had ever beat him, bro. And that's what you want to see from a young fighter up and coming, that's stepping from, prospect to contender to hopefully eventually champion one day. So I want to put you on the spot, KQ, after what you saw last night from Gary Antuanne, after what you saw from Josh Taylor, and what you've seen in the rest of the 140-pound division. If I say, hey, KQKC, you can have the field or you can have Gary Antuanne Russell, do you think anybody right now at 140 can beat that young man, or do you think he is the best fighter at 140 pounds right now?
Right now?
Right now, if you had to pick any fighter that you want at 140, would you pick them or would you pick Gary Antuanne Russell?
Wow, that's a good one. But styles make fights, and I would have to go with Bruce Ennis.
No, he's at 147 though.
Oh, you talking about 140?
Yeah, 140. Yeah, 140. Anybody at 140. Yeah.
No. Hands down, I think Antuanne is smart and got ring savvy and a work ethic. He already explained it. They want to film his work ethic. They want to film his work regimen. They want to see the unusual way they train. And he does have a boxing mind. Hell, all the Russell brothers have a great boxing mind. And I think he's a very, very highly threat at 140. So right now, I think he's one of the best 140 pounders out there. Now he just got to get the fights to prove it. That's what I
Jafari,
think.
that's a great fight. Jafari Caesar said Regis Prograde. Y'all go check out KQKC. Great interview with Regis Prograde up on his channel. He said Regis Prograde might be a problem for him. And then Jay Smith say Frank Martin. Frank Martin fights at 135 pounds, bro. He fight at 135 pounds. I ain't gonna be long because I want to talk about Mr. Chris Colbert. But
but I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
Regis Prograde. I like him. I interviewed him and everything. Good guy, everything. But I just don't think he has the fundamental skills to beat a Gary Antuanne. He just don't have that. And Gary Antuanne is fast and he's quick. Now, Regis don't have the angles. He don't have the fast feet. Now, unlike Gary Antuanne. I mean, sure, that would be a great fight while it lasts. But still, I think Gary Antuanne will come out victorious. So, I mean, right now, I don't see anyone unless someone steps up from 135. So
I agree, man. I would have Gary Antuanne right now too, based on what I saw last night and what I thought of him before the fight. And I see some people. Y'all got some good fighters. And JD Richardson Hitchens, he's a good fighter. But he ain't got no power, bro. He ain't got no power, and he's slick. But again, bro, like, how is he gonna keep Gary Antuanne from dragging him into a fight? And when they get into that fight, who the stronger fighter? You know what I'm saying? Dante got Super Matias. That's a good one. Matias ain't got no defense though, dog. He's squaring shit. He throw a lot of punches, and we saw Gary Antuanne can counter punch last night, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Matias, I think they both are great pressure fighters with great hand speed. Matias does work a little bit more, but I'd give the nod to the fighter that's a little bit more defensively responsible. That's me says Montana Love. He don't punch enough, bro. He don't punch enough. And I know you like Montana Love because he walked out with his dog and shit. That's me. And I see your profile picture. You know what I'm saying? You got the dog up there on your profile picture. I know you got
He too
the
big.
love for
He
Montana
too
Love
big
with
to
the
having a little ass dog like that. Get a Rottweiler, nigga.
hey man, nah, bro. I got a little lap dog over here. He's somewhere around
Oh,
here.
I know.
Yeah, he's somewhere around here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We dog people, man. We gotta keep him in the house, man. It's too cold out here. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 inches of snow last week. We
You
can't
keep
be
a
having
rock in the house. I had my shepherd in the house.
hell nah, they tear up everything. They tear up every damn thing, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit. But yeah, I got Gary too right now, man. Somebody at 140 gonna have to show me. I think all of those guys you mentioned, guys, I think they're good fights. Brandon Lee, I think that's a good one, but I need to see Brandon Lee, Bobo. I need to see him go have a test that Gary Antuanne Russell just had. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had that test yet. It's time for him to do it. But if you look at it, he got great hand speed, but that chin up in the air and shit sometimes. And again, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with that pressure? What you gonna do with that pressure? Yeah, he said it's puppy love around here. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, Chris Colbert, man. Primetime chicken. Blue hair, blonde hair, puzzle pieces and shit. You know what I'm saying? What's up with him, KQ? What happened last night, man?
Man, I don't know what the color of his hair, man. I don't know, but as far as the fight go, man, Chris Colbert. Sometimes it's good to be confident. It's always be confident in your skills. It's always be confident in your skill set. But I don't think he has that fundamental where he can read the defense and he can make adjustments on the fly. He's not a Gary Antuanne. He's not a Floyd Mayweather. He's not one of them elite fighting like a Terrence Crawford or Earl Spence where he can make adjustments. Now he think he is, but he's not. And then he also, sometimes you can talk a big game, but one thing about talking a big game, you must back it up. There's nothing wrong with talking shit. I like that. All right. You like that, you said. All right. But you got to back it up. You got to back it up. And he didn't back it up. Now, I will agree with you. I will agree with drink more water. He didn't have the answers. And when you don't have the answers, that shows me that you don't have the fundamental know-how to pretty much make adjustments. And he did not make that adjustments. So what Colbert was trying to do, Colbert was trying to go for the knockout. All right. He was trying to go for the knockout and show his hand speed. But see, you can have hand speed, but you don't have no hand placement. Okay. Now, sure, he was throwing and fast, but he was hitting what? Air. Nothing but air. Then he tried to pretty much fake like he's going southpaw. Big mistake. He got 2 to the head for that mistake. Then he went back to orthodox. That was a mistake too. Both of them was mistakes because he didn't have his guard up. Now, he thought that he was fighting a young man who took this fight on a 2.5 week notice. Earl Spence chimed in. Earl Spence said, hey, man, a guy with 2.5 week notice, man, shout out to that guy. So he tweeted about that yesterday right after the fight. So, I mean, so Colbert, I'm not saying anything about what he said about Wilder or anything. It's not about that. It's about his fight game right now. And his fight game right now needs a lot of work on it. Now, before he fought, I said it's something about Colbert that it seemed like he's stiff. It seemed like he's not very athletic.
Yeah, you said you don't like him. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know what it is. I don't think he extended that jab because he don't extend that jab a lot. It's like he's always reaching, right? He's like this. He like that. He like that. Instead of being confident and popping a stick like that, he's not going to do that. Then he's trying to get on his toes, and he's very, very, very stiff when he's on his toes. So now, before I finish this, he had made a big mistake, and the one big mistake I didn't like. Now you can love him or loathe him, but I'm a boxing fan, and he made a big mistake. Why in the hell did he lay on the ropes? That was the big mistake. Now,
That was a huge mistake.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that shit
that
there was crazy.
right. So that what made me ask the question to the chat. Is this the game plan? Is this what he want to do? Is he trying to tire him out? Because he waving him in. But why you waving him in and you getting pieced up? You getting pieced up. Now Garcia was cautious. He stepped in there and he threw a 1, 2, 3, 4 piece. He went upstairs. He went downstairs. Then he stepped back out. Then he stepped back in and did the same thing. Then he stepped back out. Then, of course, then I guess his coach or trainer, whatever, holler and say, man, look, get off the ropes. Get out the corner. But guess what? He went right back the next round on the ropes, waving them in. Now, I think what he's trying to do was trying to set a trap, but he didn't know how to set a trap. That's the thing about it. Wow. Somebody should have showed him how to set a trap. And he didn't try to set the trap. Because if he had the feet and the know-how, he would have turned the tables like Sean Porter does, turned the tables, and then start working his body. And he started putting in his work. But he couldn't turn the table. Why? Because Garcia had a hold of him, and then they went to the clinch. So that's the big mistake that he made. That was one of the big mistakes.
That was one of them because there was a lot. Shit, there was a lot. Salute to my brother Roderick Freelo. He says OG and knockout equal great boxing talk. We appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that super chat as well. Let me see. My brother St. Louis Mix. He say with the $5 in the super chat. He say some of y'all were saying Chris would beat Shakur. Damn, tell the truth and shame the devil. Damn, I did hear that though. Yeah, I did hear people saying that bullshit.
I know.
Listen, we all get picks wrong. Shit, I got this one wrong. I need to have a good day today so I can keep that record up. But I got a lot of picks right too. But shit, bro, everybody got this one wrong. But that one right there, Chris Colbert over Shakur. Shit, man, y'all. All right. Salute to my brother Jafari Caesar with that $5 in the super chat. He say Colbert was shitting on Wilder about skills, but got beat by power. Inactivity and long layoffs are causing these upsets. Be advised for more upsets. 100, bro. 100. It was some upsets last night for sure. So, Chris Colbert, man, he disrespectful to the game of boxing. When I saw I got worried when I saw the interview. When I saw the interview and he said that he don't know who his opponent is and shit, and he don't study film and he ain't worried about him. Once I get in there, I'll download data. What's up, Ashley's Corner? I see you in the building. When he did that, man, I was like, bro, you better go here and you better shine. But then in the first round, when he tried to just sit in the pocket and just give away his advantages, he faster, he more athletic, he got the better reflexes. He like, I don't care about none of that. I'm finna be a power puncher. Like, bro, you got 6 knockouts in 16 fights, fam. You just fought 5'1" King Tug shot, whatever his name is, and you was hitting him with some of the flushest shit he ever been hit with, and you couldn't get him nowhere. But now all of a sudden, you about to sit down in the pocket, give away all your advantages, and you about to go for the knockout. That's some stupid ass shit, man. That was the game plan that they allowed him to go out there with. Was one of the dumbest game plans that I've ever seen in my life. Like, how you give away everything that you good at, bro. Right. That's like somebody being good at shooting 3-pointers, and then they say that all points are the same in the pickup game. Like, we ain't playing 2s and 3s. Everything is all 2s, bro. You giving away your advantages, bro. Mm-hmm. You giving away everything that you good at. This man said, yeah, I know I got the better feet. I know I got the better reflexes. I know I'm faster. But I'm about to sit down and I'm about to bang with you. And then when he felt Hector Luis Garcia power, he tried to let his pride kick in, like, oh, bro, you ain't supposed to be in here with me. And he ended up getting his ass beat. And then when he got dropped, it's another thing why I think he might be done with y'all. I don't know if he can bounce back because that man recovery game is trash, bro. Once he got knocked down and got hurt, he never recovered. And it was some of the most shameful shit I ever seen. The man didn't throw nothing but maybe 5 punches between rounds 11 and 12, bro.
Yeah, I want to speak on that.
Yeah, he like, what you running around the ring, bro? You running around the ring and shit. Opulent, what up, bro? I see you in the building. Sweet Tea, what's up with you? Like, you running around the ring, right? You running around the ring, not throwing no punches. he got quit in him. He showed he can't recover, and he exactly what I thought he was. He won't, like me and you, KQKC. If we in the same city, we'll probably both be in the barbershop together or whatever. But if Chris Colbert is in the city, he gonna be somewhere with Sweet Tea. He gonna be somewhere with Ashley's Corner. He gonna be somewhere with them in the goddamn beauty salon or something, bro.
Right.
Like I ain't trusting no dude that go to the beauty salon no more. Getting his hair dyed and all kind of shit, bro. Like, I ain't trying to see that shit, bro. You got your ass beat and then you show quit and you show you ain't got no grit, no determination, none of that shit, bro. Dudes that go to the beauty salon instead of the barbershop should never be trusted, bro. They should never be trusted. And then, that's another thing, bro. You know, he had the damn he over here, you know, they try to get sponsorships and shit. He run out here sponsored by a porn company, bro. Just a straight up and down clown, bro. Like, man, I can't believe I picked him to win the fight, man. I'm mad at him. I don't even think I'm mad at him no more. I'm mad at myself, bro. Considering all this shit, man. I ain't trying to see that shit no more, man. But that's the biggest thing, man. He got quit in him, OG.
Yeah.
He got quit in him, and he like, that's why I respect Miguel Berchelt. That's why I respect guys like Deontay Wilder, guys that when you see they get their ass beat, you see they get knocked out, you go watch both of those knockouts. Miguel Berchelt got his ass knocked out by Oscar Valdez while coming forward, trying to throw a punch, trying to get his shit off. Right. Deontay Wilder got knocked out by Tyson Fury, coming forward, trying to throw a punch and knock his ass out his damn self. That shit is to be respected. What we saw Chris Colbert do the last 2.5 rounds of that fight, bro, I don't care if I never see you on my goddamn TV screen again, bro. That shit is despicable, bro.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was alluding to the last round where I thought Garcia was going to go in there and just basically close the show. But Colbert, like I said, like you said, and I said last night, that he didn't throw any punches. So I'm thinking, well, this is my opinion. I'm thinking that, okay, well, I'd rather take a L than get knocked out and, on my ass, to have a knockout on my record. All right, you already got knocked down, but he don't want to have a knockout on his record. He'd rather have an L than a knockout. Now, what's the difference? Both of them is a loss. But I guess he figured that he's not durable to get knocked out. No one never knocked me out. That's one thing I can't say. But I did lose one, but, like I say before, he's a clown. He's a clown, and now he's a clown with the L. Now, of course, I know going into the fight, he's doing an electric slide in the dressing room. Well, you should have waited to do the electric slide, all right?
He showed damn well. I saw that
Your
shit.
ass should have waited, all right? You should have waited. First of all, you got to win the fight first. Then you celebrate. You don't celebrate before. So, I mean, the things that he say that he's not black, he's Mexican or whatever. I mean, just different things. He's a clown. Need to grow up. This is boxing, and you better take it seriously. Now, if he's gonna try to come back, you better come back with a vengeance. All right, because right now you can't compare him to Shakur Stevenson. No way, no how. Because Shakur Stevenson is a thinker. He's a boxer, and that's what he does.
Facts.
He bring it to the table. So there you go.
Man, that's a fact. He said Ashley Corner said he was dancing while Garcia was in there hitting the mitts. Facts. All fact. And like I don't want to be. I mean, I don't even think it's too harsh to say OG, because like how they built him up. He was the main event last night, right? He was supposed to be fighting for a world title shot. Like the top dogs, bro, they gonna smell food in him. Like he already once you show you got quit in you, like that shit you was talking about, that's all true. Well, at least I ain't got a knockout on my record. That means that you okay with losing, bro. Yep. That means that somebody can take that point to you, or somebody can take you to the point in your will to where right here in your heart, if you feel like you can't beat them, you just go into survival mode. You ain't got no real dog in you. And I'm sorry, once you get to his point, as you can see, Hector Luis Garcia, he was a last-minute replacement. Chris Colbert, probably the more talented fighter, probably has more talent. But
I see Batman in here.
Yeah, what up, Batman? I see you, bro. And Zenith 360, salute to you, bro. But once you get to the point where you fight nothing but dogs, bro, they gonna smell that shit in you, whether they got power or not, whether they got, you know what I'm saying, better skills than you or not. They just gonna come after you and make you fight them, bro. And he showed that he ain't got no power to keep dudes up off of him. He can't stick to a game plan. He has no ring IQ, bro. It's a wrap. It's all the way a wrap. Like, what are you gonna do? Start back fighting journeyman and shit?
Right.
Like, what can he do at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna have to get a whole different mindset. First things first, bro. He gonna have to wear his natural hair color and start going to a barbershop. That's the first thing. Like, and then instead of wearing puzzle pieces, just go get you some Everlast trunks or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna have to go back to the basics and shit.
Yeah, that flashy shit. I mean, Floyd did it, but Floyd was able to back it up. Floyd was able to let the crowd, love him or loathe him, but he still cashed in.
Facts.
But Floyd, like I said, Floyd always backed it up. All the champions back it up. Gary Russell, Jr. He might talk a big game to this fighter or this fighter and brag on himself, but he can back it up. So I mean, that's what all the top guys. Terrence Crawford, he backs it up. Earl Spence, back it up. I mean, Gary Antuanne, he came out last night. He backed it up. So, if you're going to talk a good game, you better make sure you can back it up. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah.
Zenith, I feel that, bro. And I do. So, while I'm over here overly criticizing him, Zenith does bring up a good point. He was wearing shit. He was trying to bring awareness to autism awareness. I understand that, Zenith. So, Chris Colbert was. That's what the puzzle pieces and shit was for. He was trying to bring, he does do that a lot, where he's trying to bring awareness to issues and shit. So I'm gonna leave him alone about the outfit, Zena. You right, I stand corrected. But damn it, bro, he still need to stop going to a beauty shop. Okay, he still needs to stop going to a beauty shop, and he still needs to stop behaving like a clown. And at the end of the day, what I said about inside the ring, the man showed quit, and he showed he ain't got no heart. And I can't rock out with you like that. If he'd have been better served, and I'd have had more respect if after he got hurt, he got his ass knocked out because he kept trying. But he just quit trying. So I once I see you do that shit, I can't trust you in the big fight no more, bro. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Maybe you can work your way back up, but it is what it is. Salute to my brother Jafari Caesar with that $2 in the super chat. He say, like Bubba Dub say, trash. Yeah, man, that was a trash ass performance. But salute to Hector Luis Garcia. Last thing, y'all, because we running over time a little bit. Y'all be sure to go check out Stormy B, man. My wife finally done woke up. Salute, baby. Hope you slept well. I'll be there in a minute because we about to wrap up. But the last thing I want to say, KQ, next week, man. Next week, Chocolatito, Julio Cesar Martinez, man. We got us a fight of the year. Coming. Go ahead and give us your last words. Let them know, when you're going live. Let them know about your commentary today at 1:00, and give your final words, man, so we can wrap this thing up.
Hey, we had a good day of boxing. Matter of fact, we ain't through yet. Okay. Now we had a good ESPN Plus card. We had a good Showtime card. We had great commentary. We had great people coming in. We had everybody doing what they're supposed to, like hitting the like button, like you're supposed to now before you leave out of here. And man, we're gonna go right back at it today at 1:00. That's right. We are going over on the zone. We are going over into the UK, baby. That's right. And we are talking about Cody. We are going to cruiserweight. He will be fighting for that WBO cruiserweight championship strap. So come on and join me today with the call at 1:00. And man, and I come on every day, Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Now I will be off on Monday. Old boy got to take a day off. Old boy got to get a break. Because it's been a hell-fight long weekend. All right. So therefore I will be off Monday. But hey, we got to finish what we started. So we're going to have to finish today at 1:00. But don't forget, we got my man, the Sensei, fellow Chicagoan, coming up right after this. All right. And that's all I got.
Yes, sir. And y'all can catch me live right here on YouTube Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. The Wednesday show, we cover the hottest topics in boxing. The show on Fridays, we go over the fights and we break them down and we predict them. And I'm trying to find the answer to your question, Opulent LD. I saw it. I believe it's April 9th, but I'm trying to verify that information for you. It is 1 second, bro. Got it right. April 9th. Yep. So that fight is going down April 9th. Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora, to my brother Opulent LD.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you can also catch my daily content, man. We drop daily content and videos on the channel all throughout the week. So be sure to check out the videos. Be sure to come check out the live stream on Wednesday, live stream on Friday, and then I'll be live with KQKC Boxing Network Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I appreciate everybody that came through and donated in the Cash Apps, everybody that came through, donated in the super chat, and everybody that's here in the chat right now, man, is smashing the like button and always making it some fun boxing talk with great comments and great points and great ideas that you guys bring to the table. So real quick, my brother Batman, what grade you give my young soldier? I gave Gary Antuanne an A. I gave him A. I thought he adjusted well, Batman. I thought that he Postal showed him some things that he hadn't seen before. He showed that his gas tank is real because he never been past 6 rounds. I like that. And I alluded to it earlier, Batman. I like fighters that he ain't out there to be a punching bag, but he don't mind getting hit. He understands it's a contact sport. And if he got to take one, if he got to take Postal, like for him, maybe he thought Postal jab was weak. So he got to the point to where, like, shit, if I got to take a jab or maybe right hand to go get my shit off, I'll take that shit to go get my shit off because I'm coming back with some shit that you ain't going to be prepared for. So I gave him an A because of that. Was it the best performance and did he look like flawless? Nah, but I think it's something he can learn from and grow from. And at the end of the day, he was dominant. I felt like maybe you could give Postal 1 round if you're being generous, but he was dominant throughout the fight. And he ended up getting a late stoppage, so he won your boy some money. So overall, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it is what it is, bro. He did his thing. So I'm salute to you, your family, your brothers, all of that shit, man. Great job for you guys and a great win last night. But anyway, man, with that, appreciate y'all watching. Smash the like button on your way out. And if you don't do nothing else today, watch boxing and tune in to KQKC as he calls the fight for y'all. I appreciate y'all. We out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.